A big part of the Pallatrax story to date has revolved around the development of the base mixes and the method mixes that we incorporate within our product range. We have several method mixes, and the reason they were specifically developed walk hand in hand with the Stonze system. What it allows you to definitely do is put right next to your hook bait something that I know is very, very good and high quality. So to make our method mixes up, which I say will work really, really well with the Stonze system, give it some powder, which is also full of bloodworm and maggot. We all know how good they are. And it's literally just fluff it up like you make any mix. Really just keep on working it through and just keep on adding the water till you get the consistency. It does become a bit of a witch's brew at the end, because if I'm fishing a boilie or a squab or something like that, I'll break up some of that because I want to put in there pieces of what I want the fish to eat. Always like to add a bit of pellet, some micro pellet here. Just add enough to give it a bit of a base. Again, really, high quality baits deserve high quality additives. So I know I'm putting in there a good pellet. Then those who know me and will know my appreciation of naturals, this is my personal favourite, which is the water fly. Get a bit of water fly in there. Now what this will do, there's an air content in that, but it also a protein content. So I'm going to add some of that in there, knowing that I'm giving the fish a food source which they really, really want to eat, which they'll search out to eat. Another particular favourite of mine is Daphnia. Now, Daphnia, a water flea, tiny little fella, but at the end of the day, fish evolve on this. Small fish eat these little ones. So another great additive. How many times in the summer do you see the carp just cruising up and down, up and down? In essence, they're doing the basking shark. They're just filtering out Daphnia blooms. So a small amount of that will mean so much more to them than a lot of other of the man-made baits. So again, we're going back into that parallel line of you getting a really, really good man-made bait in the method mixes and the pellets, then combine that with the natural food source. This here is gamma shrimp, very similar to our shrimp that we get in our water. It has twofold. It's a great protein, container of protein, natural protein, but also this has got quite a skeleton to it, so it does hold a lot of air. So the more you put that into your method mix, the more that will make your method mix break down that much quicker. So it's a bit of a, suit yourself. Combine these with pellets, with bits of broken bait, things like that. Put it all together until you get a bait that you're happy to fish in your swim. And you know that every time you're putting this into your swim, you're putting out a really, really good basis to fish across. So every time 2 ounces here, 2 ounces here, 2 ounces here. Very quickly after several casts you end up having put a pound of this into your swim, which will never ever be a bad thing. It'll only attract fish, it'll only get the fish going. The stone becomes the method feeder, and so it's really, really very basic. So we just literally take a handful, put another handful on, blob it on, and I can promise you we really, really do cast these extreme ranges. Obviously you've got to use the rod, right tackle, right line, etc, etc. But obviously if you're going for some of the smaller species, tench in particular, just scale down. But we do use this across the board for whatever species, and I say particularly carp. So there you've got it. You've got your method ball. The method will hold onto that stone because of the shape, the natural shape of it. Very, very difficult for that to tangle. And you just know that is full of really, really good food source product. A great hook bait that the fish will feed on as well. You can see why this works, I'm sure. Very, very effective, and takes away a lot of the negatives of tangling, of poor presentation. And key to me is putting a food source, a great food source, which is really reactive. You'll see in the tank test shortly, right next to your hook bait. It really, really is the most effective bottom system that I've ever fished. And I honestly believe it'll be exactly the same for you as it is for so many of us who actually fish this system.